Our study session about the downriver or whatever, DSWRF or something like that.
Drinking water.
That's what it was.
Okay.
Oh, drink.
Good evening, Council. I'm going to start by saying this initial, item on the agenda last week was to process payment. It wasn't to discuss the project. So
Can we actually
this,
stop it for a second? Is there anybody in the back? Can we give him a microphone?
It's not working.
Yeah. He can hold the actual mic.
maybe
What was
that's
the item number, by the way?
no.
9 something.
It's not active, is it? Yeah, it is. All right.
Testing.
Yes.
We good?
Better.
Oh, well, this one works.
I don't know if they can
Yeah.
hear me.
You can't hear me?
Now, when you speak into that mic.
I can't.
No, the mic that you're holding.
Hello?
Much
Yeah.
better.
Better.
It's better.
Perfect.
Much better.
That way? I think.
You can hold it.
All right, I'll just hold it, yeah. Again, good evening, Council. So again, this is, the study session tonight is, these projects, many capital projects are funded different ways. So as you know, when we presented each project, we say where the funding is coming from. We're doing a lot of capital projects, and these projects are complicated on the funding side, but projects are very specific. So for instance, drinking water, we're doing things like the water meter replacement, the water main. And then the clean water, we're doing projects like the CSO, combined sewer overflow project, separation, and these of that nature. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to go through the status for all the projects that were on the item of last agenda, the construction status. And I might say that some of these projects, they're all in construction, all have council-approved contracts, and we entered into contracts with contractors, and they are actively in construction. Some are 30, some are 40, 45% complete, most of which will have completion dates of next year, in 26. So, and these projects were all selected again and bid out and approved by council, and they were designed to do the things that we decided we want to do. Things like the separation, the CSO separation, which is government mandate, and then the water main replacement, which is based on the worst performing water distribution pipes in the city. So we tracked water main failures, and we targeted our funding to replace the worst first. So we're trying to do it as much as we can with the funding. Water meters were also presented and to council and awarded, and we are at 5,600 units replaced, and then up to 10,000 or 8,000 scheduled. So with that, I'm going to go through all the projects, and then at the end, we'll just take questions if you can. We'll start with a status presentation with our project managers in the field.
Can I dim the lights?
Go ahead.
There you go.
That's a good one. Thank you.
Good evening. Thank you very much for the opportunity to come here and discuss and give you an update on these projects that we have all been working on. So jumping into it, before I get into the details of each project, I just wanted to give you an overview of what Wade Trim is doing on these projects as a whole. So it essentially encompasses five areas. So we got our relationship with the residents. We start off the project by...
Well, now we got it.
Should I turn
Not
this
me.
off?
So we start off the project...
Speaker on microphone. You need a microphone on your laptop.
Turn off the other microphone. Yeah, that one.
On your laptop.
Can you mute?
Testing.
Better.
Okay, few technical difficulties there. So we start off by delivering, on each project, we start off by
Hang on 1
delivering.
second. Vince, if you can hear us. Vince, if you can hear me, can you,
Blink twice.
or can you show your face if you can hear us? Or Barb, or Ange,
Or Margaret?
or Margaret? Can you hear us? Can you unmute Vince? Wait, I got a text. Angela, thanks for the treat. Oh, wait, never mind. She said, yes, she can hear us. Hold on, Ange. We can hear you. Okay. Okay. Margaret,
Her hand up. I guess that's a yes.
unmute Margaret. Hi, Margaret.
Hello?
Can you hear?
Hi.
Okay, hang on 1 second.
Okay.
I want you to mute the, yeah. Okay, I want you to continue to speak for me, Van.
Testing. So we start off each project by first distributing flyers out to all the affected residents.
Margaret, can you hear Van? Oh, no, they can't. You're right. They can't hear him while you are muted.
I can't hear Mo.
Okay.
I see his lips moving, but I can't hear him.
Unmute. Is our IT director still around? Cooper? Moving cameras around.
What did he mute on
Moved,
there?
they moved all the cameras around. On the low. At the government, it doesn't.
Testing.
There you go. Doesn't show? Supposedly, no, it doesn't.
I don't believe I'm echoing any longer.
No, you're not echoing.
Your video from 5 months ago.
Rachel, can you hear us?
I can hear you guys.
Thank you.
Can you-
Margaret.
You're welcome.
Can you hear Vince?
Now I can't hear Vince.
Vince is not muted.
Okay. Can everybody hear me?
Go for it.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes. All right, are we clear to move forward? Sounds good.
Go ahead.
Okay, so we begin each project by distributing flyers explaining the project and giving specific dates for what we're doing. And also there's a list of names and numbers for the residents to reach out to. There's 3. There's myself. I'm the first in order. There's Johnny Leverett, who's the field engineer on the project, and Andy Casper, who's an assistant project manager on all of these projects. So that's distributed initially, and then any major impacts throughout the project, we distribute another flyer as well. Like if we're paving, we distribute a flyer and let the residents know when that's going to happen, how long they're going to be not able to get into their driveway. And then if it's water main and their water is going to be shut off, we indicate that their water is going to be shut off and make any accommodations that they need as well. So as I said, we have a field engineer available for the project. They visit the site regularly. I myself, as the project manager, visit all the sites as well. We have an inspector assigned to each project, and they are present each day that the contractor is working, and sometimes on days that they're not. All of that is combined effort into determining what the contractor is doing on a day-to-day basis, developing the pay requests. The inspectors fill out, which you'll see all of this as we go through, they fill out what we call a IDR, Inspector's Daily Report. They categorize all of the materials and equipment that's on site. They document with photos and drawings all of the utilities that are installed for the day. At the end of the month, all of that is compiled and a pay request is generated, and that's what essentially the contractor submits, or we submit on behalf of the contractor, and the city makes those payments. So what you see here is a most recent notice that we distributed for Ann Arbor Trail, which is due to start here next week. And so phase 1 of that. And so an example of how, this is effective An example of this, on July 4th at 8:50 p.m., I received a call from a resident. We had a storm move through. They had flooding on Princeton. They left a message. I called back at 9:10. The resident wasn't very happy. I spoke with him. He had already spoken. He called the second number in line, which was Johnny Leverett, who did answer. And so I didn't know it at the time, but subsequently we both contacted the contractor. The contractor was on site at 10 o'clock that night on July the 4th and remedied the issue that was at hand. There was some flooding. We had to allow some drainage to relieve itself so the resident could get out of the driveway. So under the DWSRF veil, we have 3 projects that are underway or either underway or scheduled to be underway right now. The first of which is the water main replacement project.
Can you zoom in on that map, because we don't know, what are you showing me here?
Yeah, so
So the location you see on the map are the ones that were selected, and the water main replacement project was selected again based on the worst performance. So what we did is we tracked water main breaks, geographically tracked them, found out which ones are the worst, like the areas that were continuously failing, and those are the sections that we targeted for the replacement first. So it wasn't an arbitrary, map. It was all based on,
How many locations are we doing?
Looks like
So there's
5.
For this phase, there are 5 locations totaling 3 miles in water main replacement. So Jackson Street is one, Penny Street is one, Gully Street is another, Berwyn Street is one, and Warren Avenue is also one, just east of Telegraph. So at this time, essentially complete our Berwyn Street, which is right across from the golf course, and Jackson Street. There's a little bit of restoration to be completed. Penny Street is almost complete. They're pouring concrete. They actually poured today.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
What's the contract company that's doing this?
So Bidiger is the water main contractor.
Who's Proline? What do they do for us?
So Proline isn't, they well, at least from a Wade Trim perspective, they're not doing anything on the city's behalf that I know of. They're an asphalt contractor.
For who? For who? I
For-
just ran into a worker the other day in the south end of Dearborn Heights, and I was closed in between the guy that was bringing in the cement truck and the guy that was laying out boards. So I said, hey, I'm so sorry, like, I need to get my car out of here. And it was on North Fork, I think. And he said, we just poured that street. If you want, I can show you the exact area of the street. And I said to the guy, hey, like, I'm gonna get out. He said, it's gonna take about 20 minutes. I said, 20 minutes? I can't wait here for 20 minutes. I gotta go. He said, oh, just drive on the grass. I said, what are you talking about? That's illegal. He said, yeah. I said, Mom, he goes, who do you work for? He said, I work for my own company. I said, really? Who hired you? He said, Proline. I said, Proline hired you to do work in Dearborn Heights? He said, yeah. I said, you didn't go through Dearborn Heights? He said, oh, yeah, I have this whole conversation recorded with him. I said, can you tell me this one more time? He said it to me one more time. He said, I am my own boss. He's a Hispanic male. He said, I am my own boss. I was hired by Proline. Dearborn Heights has nothing to do with me.
Yeah, so,
I want you to know, like, as somebody who's like sits in chairs, who's been on
Yeah.
the city council, it's embarrassing that we're hearing this. You know, so like, yeah, when we call for things like this, I want to know who they are, and are they going to be subcontracting another person that you don't know about, that he don't know about, that I don't know about, that the city doesn't know about? Because now, what happens if that person gets injured? Are they allowed to sue the city? Is the city liable? Are they insured? Is Proline going to insure that person?
yeah, so I'm happy to investigate. You said it was on Norfolk?
Yeah, I'll get you the
Norfolk.
exact address.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were pouring, it's brand new concrete. They were pouring the concrete for us. On the street, yeah.
Between Beachdale and Gully.
Yeah, so Beachdale and Gully, that's GM and Sons that's doing that work.
No.
They're,
The guy said, I'm contracted out by Proline.
I've seen the white trucks with Proline on the side of them.
No. Proline wasn't there.
No, but I've seen the trucks for Proline there. They're doing work for the city.
Yeah, so I'll dig in and investigate, but I'm unaware of Proline being on the site.
Yeah, their
doing-
logos, their white trucks with their logos say Pro
Doing-
Line, and then there's a
doing-
big line going across the bottom of it.
So that's why, like, a lot of these things, like, I'm concerned. Like, every time I feel like we're doing a project, you know, I hear how the company is now foreclosed. No, we can't, or they found bankrupt. We can't go after them no more. Or somebody subcontracted another person this person won the bid, but the person that won the bid, you know, bid it out to somebody else. Why is this happening? Why is this happening in Dearborn Heights, man? Like, why are we, like, being treated like this? Really starting to bother me, and it's really becoming very alarmed. So yeah, now we feel like the council needs to have this oversight. Because we're not just hearing it from somebody like me that was mistreated, or some of the other council members, residents. I've called you many times, Mr. Deem, I've called you many times. We're breaking people's sprinklers system, the guy goes, oh, no, it was broken, who cares? I said, what do you mean, who cares? It's a resident.
Yeah, so.
That was from Wade Trim, that was a member of Wade Trim.
Well, we follow up on all of the residents' complaints and work to get all of their repairs,
The punch cards?
punch list, yes.
Punch list?
Yep. We work on every project to do that, and we don't call the project complete or release retention until we've satisfied all of those complaints.
So I have another question, Ron, for Annapolis. We had put a condition to the contract after it was poured, that the curbs would be filled up right after. They're still not filled up.
So we have, from the time that the forms are pulled, they have, as far as as I understand the motion that was placed there, they have 3 weeks to backfill, and we've put them on notice to do that, just that, which they've been doing throughout the project. So which we'll get to that paving component as well. I have a series of slides to share with you in terms of the progress there. So they're on notice, and they have been complying, and I don't see any indication that they won't comply with that.
But I kind of feel like, and I'm gonna let the councilwoman go next.
Council Chair, I wasn't done yet, I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
And then back to Mr. Deeb and Vaughn. My question is that when we assign these contracts or bid out these winning contracts, is there a clause in there that these contracts are exclusive to these multi-million-dollar companies that we're giving multi-million-dollar bids to? Or does it go back out to bid and bid and bid and get subcontracted down the road multiple times? Because what we're seeing, we've been walking projects looking. The companies that we put the motions for are not usually the companies are out there doing, but there's a ton of other companies out there involved too that we don't know if they're insured. We don't know who they are. We don't know their background, what kind of work they're doing, who's doing their testing, because I'm seeing other work from the streets being done. You know, for example, like when you pour concrete cylinders or anything on site, which we're paying for, where are they?
So let me back up a little bit and answer that question. So all of the bids that are received, it's rare that we receive a bid that doesn't have a list of subcontractors included with the bid. And so, like with the L41 project, which we were just talking about, Paymar is the prime. They subcontracted out GM and Sons to do the concrete work, but Paymar they do all of the utility work, the installation of the storm pipe, the backfill. They do the pavement preparation, set the stone, set the grade, to get it all set up, and then GM and Sons is subcontracted through them, and they're also, all of their subs are additionally insured on the project.
GM and Sons are a reputable company. I'm not saying none of that, but these other companies are coming in doing the much smaller work. For example, the way they're parking the vehicles on the side. So I was down in South End, and I have pictures. I can email them to you. They had some of their, materials truck parked on the side of a side street with their, one of them had a trailer on it with crushed concrete. I don't know if they're doing sidewalks or not. It was leaving a puddle of oil on the floor, their trucks. But these are the kind of companies that are being subcontracted for them, yes, to make money, but they're also going out with the lowest bidder again. And I'm going to say this now and say it forward on. The lowest bidder, we're not getting the best work out of it because they're the lowest bidder. We're getting the crappiest work out of the lowest bidder. And unfortunately, that's what's happening. And the work in the city, as much as you say you're satisfied with it, at least myself as a resident and other residents are not satisfied with it. I mean, for example, when we had on Gully, when you guys did the water replacement there, you guys planted weeds, not grass seed, weeds. To this day, I still pass by there and I shake my head every time I go down Gully on the Dearborn Heights side.
Yeah, you guys threw seeds.
L42.
Every time I drive by there and I've seen a couple notices on doors, the easement is weeds. Like,
Yeah.
why didn't we go back and get the contractor to correct that?
You know what should happen, if I can just add on, Councilman? I know Councilwoman Breyer wants to speak up, but what we should need to start doing is when we choose these companies, I'd like to see recommendations from other council members and other mayors in different cities, like Dearborn, neighboring cities, Taylor, and we should be able to call this mayor, call this elected official and say, hey, you're putting your name on this person? Because like, it's just, I don't know what's going on. Like, there's no oversight. I can tell you right now, I'm not happy with a lot of the projects that are taking place. I know there's a lot, and I thank you, and I'm not blaming Mr. Deeb or Vaughn or Wade Trim. And some of the people that you guys are bringing forward are not doing a good job. And we keep hearing, oh, there's a punch card, we're going to hold them accountable, and I'm going to investigate it. This has been going on for 3 years.
Council Chair, I'm just trying, I'm sorry, I wasn't.
Okay.
Just interrupting. Councilman, I'll let you go after this. Betty Gear, they did right across the street from the golf course. They used the golf course parking lot down in there. But you know, the law says that any area you use, you're supposed to return it in the condition it's in. Them using their trucks and machines going through that parking lot, destroyed that parking lot more than it was already destroyed. Why wasn't them putting concrete, crushed concrete there, asphalt there, all the material there, their pipes, everything, heavy equipment moving, scraping the floor? They left it the way it is. And who's footing the bill? The residents are. Why are we not holding, I know they have a contract with us.
The damage that was done during the construction of Betty Gear was done by 3 companies. Wayne County at the same time was doing the restoration on the sanitary sewers. So the lay down area was the grass area between, and to access that grass area, we allowed the contractor to use the parking lot. Now, the restoration was done not to the parking lot itself because we knew the parking lot was being replaced. It was in bad shape, and as a matter of fact, they did restore some of the aisles that they hit, because I made them.
Use a handheld. Oh, okay.
Wasn't working? Can you turn that off? So anyway, we did restoration on some of the islands and then the curbs, but we made the county do it, we made our own contractor do it, but it wasn't pristine because the parking lot wasn't in pristine condition.
So my question is back is, do we keep pictures of before and after? And do we have
Absolutely.
those?
As a matter of fact, when we go through the slides, I'm going to show you a couple examples because most of the biggest challenge I
No,
have
I'm
on all
saying,
the...
is there pictures before and after of the parking lot?
No, in the parking lot, did we do that?
So I'm not sure if we have pre-existing photos of the parking lot, but we can certainly access the Google Earth and have a look at what they look like.
I mean, if we're ever going to utilize city-owned property for any project, this contractor's making millions of dollars off of a project,
Of course.
and no matter what condition the parking lot was in, it should never be left in the same condition or damaged, because the equipment and trucks that went on that truck, them turning in, destroyed that parking lot more than it was destroyed. Them semi-trucks are not light trucks to be turning around on those curbs and those radiuses inside that parking lot.
Yeah, so we watched, I think, and I'm not saying that Bittigear didn't damage anything there, because there was certainly some restoration that they had to handle there.
Because the basin in front of the entry of the parking lot where the trucks were going out is sunk now, and that wasn't sunk before, and I can promise you it wasn't. And we could check Google Earth.
Basin.
Yeah. So, and we watched the Wayne County effort there, because they were bringing in full-length semi-trucks. We watched them do it, and so they're largely responsible for the damage that you see on the boulevard section. There's no question that there was that Bittigear, and I'm not defending anybody, that Bittigear had some restoration work to do in their area, because they were in the quadrant closest to, the southwest quadrant of the parking lot. But we hold, from a restoration perspective, we hold them to the fire for all of that. If there's a specific issue, I'm happy to pursue it. I'm happy to pursue it with, so any issues that you folks have up there, whether it's with weight trim, people representing weight trim, with the contractors, with the residents even, I'm happy to pursue any of that and provide you a satisfactory result.
Because honestly, the way I'm looking at it now, and I'm not interfering in the projects in the city. I've been driving by, going through every project. And honestly, any companies we see that does not meet standards to what other cities require, what MDOT requires and all that, all we gotta do is bring them here and remove them from as a contractor. Let's go find someone else, because it seems like everybody we're getting, we always have, the project is never 100%. It's never 100%.
I just don't, let's go to Councilwoman Breyer next.
As today, between 2:15 and 4 PM, I had occasion to go north and south on South Gully Road. At the southwest corner of Dartmouth and Gully, water was flowing freely. It looked like a water main break.
Did you report that, Councilwoman?
Did you call it in?
No, I was too busy unloading groceries to get here. But it was flowing when I drove by both ways.
Give me the location, please.
Southwest Dartmouth and Gully.
Okay.
It looked like water was flowing.
Sure.
Anytime you see running water.
It was excessive.
Always call the non-emergency line so that they can go out and fix it.
I've had problems calling non-emergency.
Yeah, we have staff even on weekends for the water main break, so so.
All right, guys, let's continue on this presentation.
Okay, let's go.
What's our policy with our contractors using subbing the work?
Yes,
They can use whoever they want?
Yeah, it's normal practice.
They cannot use whoever they want. Their subs have to be, either they request, or they have to request the use of them, or it's included in their original bid contract.
Okay, so probably we need to double check on all this.
So when we bring the contract to you for approval, it's not just the prime, but they have a proposal and they list the subs. Now, if they substitute, which is what I believe Councilman Saab is saying, if it's someone that wasn't on the list and got substituted, that's different. That's an enforcement issue. That's a contract violation. So you can't say, I'm going to sub to someone and then go find someone cheaper and substitute.
Right.
That's the kind of enforcement that we have to follow on.
So how can we check on those all?
So we can verify who they're using and check that against the contract.
Are you going to check whatever Council Chair mentioned, if you don't mind? So my second question is, when we're working on those water mains, are we replacing the whole street when we do?
No, we'll show you. We have pictures, but we haven't got it.
But pretty much is the whole street.
So it's not the whole street.
Not the whole
It's
street.
not the whole street, particularly with the methods that are being used right now. We're mostly directional drilling or pipe bursting.
Pipe bursting. So we brought that up in order to stretch our limited resources. We're doing pipe bursting, which basically you don't excavate. You go one point inside the pipe and you rupture it with a new pipe. So this way, we're not replacing all.
Do you have a picture of water
Yeah,
main?
it's-
I just want to see how it looks like.
Yeah, so
Here's
what you see here in the upper left.
actual city projects, by the way.
Yeah, these are all from your projects, dated.
Off of Hess?
Pardon me?
Is this off of Hess and Berwin?
So, yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
So what you're looking at in the upper left, that's HDPE pipe that's used for directional drilling and pipe bursting.
These are the areas that we laid down over at the parking lot of the golf course. So that's where, because they fused them together and they needed a long stretch.
So what does this do exactly? What is the purpose of this?
Of pipe bursting?
I know, are these bigger than what we originally have?
It is. These are all, well, in most cases, in this particular case on Berwin, you have a 6-inch main. They go through they ream the pipe and explode it. And then they pull back this HDPE that's 2 inches larger in diameter. It's 8-inch.
So with the coefficient of friction on these pipes, this actually pushes more water than the original pipe. So capacity-wise, you increase the capacity. You also extend it. So the drawback to this method is that's where they were laying across Warren Avenue onto the parking lot of the golf course to fuse the sections and start pulling them under. That's
So the lower picture to the right, that's a water main?
Yes, so the lower picture
Yeah.
to the right, that's a gate well and valve. This is where the water crew will, like your DPW they can turn the water main on or off here.
So when we have like a busted water main, which one, the red one that will be busted or anywhere in?
No, it could, typically when you have a main break, it's along it would, like in this black pipe, it would be somewhere in the middle, you know, of that.
And we don't know where it's coming from, huh?
A typical break that you know, they figure, your DPW is so experienced now, when they see it coming up through the ground, because after it breaks, it takes a little bit, and then it'll start permeating through the ground, and they're fairly adept at getting within 10 feet of it and isolating the break.
They're good at that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Real good.
Because we're doing it so many times.
So many experience with this.
Mr. Deeb, I'm sorry, I know you mentioned one time every water main break costs us how much?
Quite a
35,000?
bit. So on average, if you have to call Miss Dig and excavate, we're taking about 5 to 7 days. Some of them are longer, especially when it gets really cold. So you're responding to this. Water main breaks can cost you quite a bit. Before
How
you
much
get
each
to
one?
not including labor. So if you're coming in on weekend and doing, not including equipment or labor, we're in the 25 plus range.
And how many we're doing a year again?
We were doing 40 a week.
40 a week?
Week in the winter, yes. And some of them were not related to temperature. So I expected when we go below, like excessively cold, to expect, but it isn't just that. So just so you'll know, the 6-year contract with, and this is all part of why we believe we have 3 to 4 times the average water main breaks of any adjacent city. And I talk to them constantly. So like Garden City is totally puzzled why we have so many. But I believe it was due to 2 things. One, no planned replacement. So we have pipes that were never planned to be replaced. So they're old. And 2, most importantly, water distribution system. Now, this company did just a study for us. I have a theory with, you know, every 6 years we negotiate a contract with Great Lake Water Authority, GLUA, right? So that contract with Great Lake dictates what the community wants to buy. So we tell Detroit what to sell us for those 6 years, meaning that I need to tell them how much I need volume, I need to tell them what pressure, I need to tell them what points of entries. Once they decide that, they say, okay, Dearborn Heights, I'm giving you 6 points of entries, 60 PSI plus or minus 5, and then the volume, max day, max volume specified. We enter into a contract. When I came to this city, we had just entered into a 6-year contract. So what I was doing is I'm tracking, because from previous life, I used to operate a water distribution system. So I'm tracking why I get the bill from Detroit, and out of my 6 meters, master meters to the city, where we buy our water coming into the city before we sell to resident, where we buy it, 4 out of my 6 meters are zeros. And then 1 is like 3%, and 1 is 97%.
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to do that.
No. The idea is when you sign that contract with Detroit, you really need to know your system. This city grew quite a bit, and no one paid attention to our water mains. So I have 6 meters, 4 read 0, which means my pressure throughout the system is all screwed up. So what I'm doing now, before we get to my next year's, end of next year, negotiation with Detroit to sign another 6-year contract, it behooves us to know exactly why we're getting all the pressure in 2 areas, causing the water main breaks, because you're exceeding the pressure, instead of being evenly distributed throughout the city. So we're looking at why we are zeros. So we're exercising the valve, and now we just have still the water reliability study done by Wake Trim. I'm going through it now. It's still in the draft format. This is going to give us the data we need. Next time we sit down with Detroit and say, I want it, my distribution system in the city has to evenly be distributed. So if I have a problem on one area, I need to be able to loop the system and feed water to my resident. So this is all being taken into account. Part of that, the replacement.
I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
You know, it's funny, there's a resident here, Mike, we talked about, and he works for the city of Melvindale. Weren't you telling me something, if you don't mind, you could talk about it, about the water tower?
Yes.
At the mic. It's okay.
That's all right. No, it still works.
By the way, Melvindale is doing this right now. So I figured, look, what are the odds that Melvindale is doing this and we're talking about this? About water and how to save money on water bills.
So currently, so I'm advising the city on presumably installing water towers. Northville has been doing it, and the city of Northville Township has been saving a lot of money on it. The problem with Gliwa, and I hate to say, is it's almost a monopoly over cities, and Gliwa just goes unchecked. You know, certain cities like Dearborn Heights and even smaller communities, we cannot afford to basically have our own water storage tanks, right? And that costs millions and millions of dollars, and that's why we go towards the option of having water towers. But then when you go into the route of water towers, you got to also start looking at environmental issues, right? You got to stay on track with that. But in the long run, Dearborn Heights should do a study of presumably bringing in water towers and see what the cost-saving element on that is. But for smaller communities, it does work across the state of Michigan and across the U.S. You know, you travel somewhere into the country and you see a water tower in a small town, you know. So Dearborn Heights, you know, should look at that.
Doesn't Novi do it when you go to Somerset?
Farmington Hills has it. Northville Township, Novi has one. You know, even some large businesses, what they'll elect to do so they could reduce the costs on city water buyage is basically install their own water towers. So that's another option.
Thanks, Mike.
That you guys could look at. Thank you.
Yeah, so.
This is basically to save water?
In terms of water towers, it's like a twofold thing. Many water towers that you see, the primary function is for supply, pressure. And so, but locally, like an example would be Van Buren Township. They didn't so much need the pressure, but they built a water tower. This is back in early, like 2012 or something, 2009. But the idea was peak shaving. And so at night, the water tower fills, which is a lower rate by GLWA.
Yeah, see?
And then,
Mike, that's what they're doing in Melvindale now.
And then during the day, you use the water at a cheaper rate.
Right.
Just let me add one thing.
Money?
We did,
Want to get lower water
we did look at, a system similar to this, but Glua had reminded us that Ford and Kinlock is their major storage tank, and it happens to be in the city of Dearborn Heights. So right on Kinlock Street, that's the Glua tank, and this is what most of our water is coming from gravity, so I don't have to pump it. I have a 54-inch pipe under Kinlock just north of Ford. And that's a great point for us. It happened to be in the middle of my population center. But we will before we bring that contract to you for renewal in 26, the plan is to have a real good idea what my system needs, and based on that, instead of carrying the same 6-year contract for the last 40 years, we're going to look at better even distribution of my 6 meters, so we can reduce water main breaks. And this effort is also part, because that is a huge cost to the city and disruption. Just the losses of water, guys, just the loss of water on the water main breaks, regardless of what the repair cost will be. Just water losses are huge, because I also have to pay sewers on those, right? So they go against my water, and I pay for it.
Mr. Dearborn, when you said 40 a week, is that during just a cold month, or this is all year long?
Actually, even on the warm days, I was getting up here. It's largely due to age. What we found out is multiple breaks are taking place on sections that haven't been touched in years. Now, that combined with upward pressures when the distribution is all messed up, instead of even, it spikes. So old pipes, uneven pressure, they're failing.
Very cold conditions will spike it too.
Even when Detroit, so we're watching Detroit's performance. So the 6-year contract that I mentioned to you has penalty rates for us and Detroit. So I've noticed that, and I've got all my accounting brains. Oh, Mr. Baidoon is playing tic-tac. But we noticed that we get a penalty rate. When you exceed what you said you wanted, in your contract, you pay penalty.
Are you saying we're having over a couple hundreds breaks a year?
More than that.
More than that?
Oh, hell yeah.
Will this help slow that down?
Absolutely. That's the reason for that. So when we said we
No, no,
wanted to
she's
use
talking, I think, about the water, you talking about this or the? about the-
the water main
But
replacement.
before you continue, I'm so sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you guys. I told Councilman Wansor to go next.
You know, just a yes or no, and does, these new pipes tend to tolerate pressure differences more than the old pipes?
Oh, Mr. Expert.
Absolutely, yes.
Absolutely, okay, so that'll be
Yes.
help that.
So many of the pipes that you're having issue with are cast iron.
Yeah.
And they've made leaps and bounds advances, because you went from like ductile iron or HDPE or PVC, it's all has a much higher pressure tolerance.
Does that have a little more tendency to expand and contract a little bit
So
without
there's-
bursting?
Well, so the plastic components, there's more expansion, yeah, it's more flexibility there.
Please understand, we're also keeping track on the pressure we buy. So if my design, pipe design, let's say is 60, 70 plus or minus, we're not buying it at that rate. We wanted to distribute it evenly throughout the city from Detroit. And it's their job to regulate that pressure and volume. So it can buy, so this is all, there are a lot of pieces involved.
Do
So
you
we
think
keep
that's the
those
main
design-
reason for a lot of main breaks is the pressure variant?
One of the main, and
One
then
of
the
the main,
age.
so it's not our fault, it's
Well, the age,
PLAW?
The age of the pipe has a lot to do with
Pipe has a
it.
lot to do with it too.
you know, you said 54-inch main, that's huge, but I can't believe it. But
That is the
yeah.
Detroit main.
I just want to let people know that, you know, when we have a water main break, we lose a lot of water, that costs us money.
Yep.
And the reason that our DPW can't come out that hour to fix it is because they have to get a hold of the utilities like DTE or Miss Dig and wait for them to come out to make sure that there's no gas lines or electrical lines or something there, which could take days and sometimes week or more. So that water, you see water coming out and you say, hey, you haven't been able to fix it. It's not our fault. We're waiting for, more than likely waiting for Miss Dig or DTE to come out and mark their lines for us.
Yes, sir.
And it causes a lot of water.
Yes, sir. I believe that 54-inch, I believe Council Chair Mobaydun reported that pavement at one time on Kenlock near Cecile, and there was like a section of pavement in the roadway, I believe, a couple of years ago. And that's when we found out that area is where that 54-inch, that's the main. And if we're not careful replacing this, we can have lakefront property real quick.
That's a lot of water.
Yeah, so I want to go back. Councilman Saab, you had asked the question about testing, and I just wanted to revisit that and make sure I answered it for you. So we have G2 as the testing consultant that's performing all the testing on all of these projects. And so typically on a concrete pour, they would take 4 cylinders, and then there's one extra, so they have a 7-day break, a 28-day break, and then like a 56-day break where we look at the compressive strength. And so it's being done. I have so there's a little bit of a lag from actually receiving the reports, but we have a log of all of the reports. It's all filed within the project. I can provide those on any of your projects for your use. But we don't ever so we require, typically it's a 7-day period and allow the concrete to get to the compressive strength needed to have traffic. And if it doesn't pass, we don't open.
So go ahead.
And then also, Councilman Baydoun, you referenced the seed, and to get away from any problems with seeding, we have gone with sod replacement in these areas. So which is.
I mean, honest to God, I'm sorry, Council Chair, but the comments you get on Facebook when you drive down Gully, it's like between Dearborn and Dearborn Heights. People say the street looks so awful because it looks like blight on these easements. I mean, I don't know why we didn't go back with the kind and just remove it. It was weed seed. It was highway seed. It's 100% weeds. No, it's weeds. It's not field grass. It's actual weeds.
It's weeds.
Like when you drive by there, people are looking at our city as they're entering Gully. It's between Dearborn and Dearborn Heights. The first thing you see is pure weeds.
Yeah, so I'm happy to review those areas, and because that contract is still.
I mean, I remember when I believe you, Mr. D, were up here said, yes, the contract admitted he put the wrong seed and you guys were going to address it and take care of it, and nothing's ever been done with it.
Yeah, so we followed up on a couple, two specific addresses there, one at the corner of Marshall, which Councilman Baydoun, you know that fellow. And he was satisfied, and I would be interested, I'm happy to pursue the others.
Yeah,
as well.
it's honestly, it's not a good image. Like, we're always complaining about Ford and Warren and everything else in front of businesses, but also the city itself has to do a better job with these contractors. We're paying tens of millions of dollars for these projects, and then you go put, you spray seeds that are weeds. I mean, me as a homeowner myself, I wouldn't want that in front of my house. If we can look into that, I'd appreciate it.
Council Chair.
It's an entry to our city.
We will look
Council
into
Chair?
it, yes.
It's on there. It's
You know, when we replace lawn, grassy areas, you know, you do a two-way seeded or sodded. It's all relies on watering it afterwards.
It does,
I mean,
yes.
you could put the greatest sod down, and if the people don't water it, or the contractor, maybe we should have something in the contract that says, you're responsible for watering this sod for 15 days.
They are though.
Something like that, you know, or the seed, especially the seed. If you put seed down there, it starts growing, you don't water for a couple of days, it's dead, and then weeds will just take over. That's what I think we talked over on Gully there.
No, it was, Councilman, it was actually the type
sod?
of seed they put
Oh, it's, yeah.
was a highway grade seed.
Well, I want to answer something to you, Councilman. If you spoke with Lori Moline, you will see that they had somebody going around spraying the grass for all the new sod. So they were actually going down Berwyn during this project, and I was impressed to see that.
Yeah, they
The
were.
issue that you guys were doing it was you guys were doing it during the middle of like 2 or 3 o'clock, and it was the hottest time of the day, and the grass was burning. And, you know, so the contractor, I mean, would have to understand if you have to come
Early.
either very early or around like,
They were watering it?
they were watering it. Yeah, they had a company going around watering it. Yeah.
We were, they all are held to watering and establishing the turf before it's.
Yeah, yeah. And the resident was just complaining that the time they were coming was at and it was like a big truck and it had a big hose and it was really soaking the heck out of it. No, they did a good job on that.
Yeah, Berwyn was successful, and the contractor is the same contractor doing the rest of them now, so. Go ahead.
That's good to hear. Hold them to it, though.
So here's, you know, just going through, here's some more pictures of what's happening. During the water main project, some concrete being installed and finished. Sidewalk being, and so here's an example of our, what I mentioned earlier, the inspector's daily report. All of the information for the day's work is recorded here, along with the photos that go along with it. You know, for every day that the contractors are on site, one of these is generated and the photos are attached to it, and I can, you know, at anybody's request, I can provide this information for your use. Too. Here's another look. This is switching over to Jackson Street, showing some work that was happening there. And moving forward to show you another look. Lots of. So when you look down in the lower right-hand corner, you can see.
Bless you.
Yeah, bless you. So you can see cutouts in the concrete roadway. Those are all, the water main here was right underneath the curb. So the long side leads across the street. They had to cut into the pavement to connect the water lead to the new main. And that's what you're seeing there. Some more photos of work on Jackson Street. And another inspection report. So shifting, this is Penny Street, which is again now the water main is all installed here, and we're doing the concrete restoration work now. You can see the pipe stacked up along in the staging area for that work. Some more looks at the actual process, installing a hydrant up in your upper right.
Hassan Saab will tell you he knows what he's doing right here.
Yeah, and a gate valve and well in the lower right-hand corner. There's an actual look at in your lower left-hand corner. There's water main being pulled back through, and physically the pipe bursting process is happening right there. another report here.
Stop hangs up drywall, I'll tell you how to fix all that.
So shifting gears to the water main replacement, the water meter replacement program. This is so Ferguson is the contractor that's doing that work, along with their subcontractor, Vepo. What you're looking at is a status report. We have 7,480 meters installed to date, scheduled 1,866. And if incompletes, which means that those are ones that they, for a myriad of reasons, were unable to complete, and they'll circle back to maximize those. And then that last component, inside mounts, that's where they have to put the transmitter on the inside of the home versus the outside. So 32.8% progress over the course of the project, which is almost a third of the way through. And again, they are based on the current, if they average 1,300 installs a month, they'll complete this project in August of 2026.
Okay, so again, gentlemen, this is the project that we all agreed that is going to be to assist us in the way we manage our system. We're falling behind on billing because of multitude of issues. The radio unit don't work, the meters don't work. We have meters that are not accurate. So when the project was first conceived, it was designed to address all the shortcomings of the water system, meaning that I'll be able to. By the way, I met with Dearborn when we selected the product, and this product was selected by our staff that do the actual work. So Dearborn has the same meter, and Dearborn does the drive-by reading as opposed to individual read. So we're the only community that still has the plug, download, take it to the office. So this is going to increase our productivity light years. So we're able to. Oh, you need battery. We'll be able to. Yeah, we'll be able to do the drive-by. Me too. Not you. Yeah. So the drive-by will be completed, and we're currently doing some. And ultimately, 5 out of 6 collectors are currently in place. So we do have the cell service to be able to do it. Now, that means we can concentrate on other things with our staff, things that we are falling behind on. You know, the maintenance requirement, find me all the shut-off valves. Most of my where's your seat?
So, Mr. D, we have a little bit over 23,000 water mains in the city? That's what the number is?
So the number is a little fluid.
What's that number? I mean,
That's the number of meters that.
That's the number of, meters.
Number of
like for what meters and where?
Water meters.
Water meters, whether
Like in houses or, okay.
residential homes or businesses or
Do
apartments.
you know how many water mains we have in the city?
How many miles?
How many
One.
water mains?
One.
It's one water main, pipes.
All this,
In miles, we have them in miles. But we have a water main water.
no, I'm talking about like the main ones, like where the valves are. Does that makes a difference or no?
Yes, so you have over 200 miles of water main in the city at various different
Length.
sites.
Every
But
street, right?
these master meters are the points where the city pays for water. That's where the wholesale comes into the city, and that's what we report, and this is what we compare, what we sold to what we bought, and see what the losses are,
I mean,
right?
I'm sorry, excuse me, for some reason I thought every time the pipe meets a pipe with the valve, that's where the water main
No.
is. But
It's a district, by the way, this is all looped system. So the same water, if you break one, you can feed from the rest.
Let's take the videos.
It's a looped system.
hang up drywall, they want to talk, come on.
All connected. So we're doing really good on the water meter replacement, ahead of schedule. And if we continue at that rate, we'll be able to move to full automatic reading within, let's say, 2 months.
Yes, I think so, yes.
So we'll be able to do it, which will be a great thing. That was one of the major shortcomings that the system had. You know, if I wanted to do a final read, I have to go through and schedule it months in advance. Well, with this, you can hit a button and actually have a final read and turn on and off. So progress is underway, 32.8% complete, which is not bad.
Yeah, making good progress here, I think. I know it's been highly anticipated happening, but it's happening. That's good. So what you see here, this is a typical readout that's produced by when the meters are installed. There's a myriad of information here, but one of the things they do is they take pictures of the existing meter before it's swapped out in place, and then pictures after the new one's installed with the corresponding new meter number as well. So this is all documented and verified, and this is essentially what's used for payment for the meter company. And this is more of the same here, just a few examples of different addresses along the way. You can see on the picture on the lower left, that's the transmitter on the outside of the building, which unless they're unable to do it, it'll be there. And if not, it's inside the home near the meter itself.
Council Chair?
Yes, sir.
What's the life expectancy of the meters and transmitters?
Talking about battery life?
Well, the
Battery.
the lifespan of them, they can't last forever, the meter or the transmitter.
15 or 20?
Yeah, I think it was 20 years was the lifespan of the meter itself. The transmitter, the radio component was less than that, like 10-year lifespan.
Yeah.
So they'll have to be replaced. Would that cause malfunction in reading if the batteries start going dead on them, or?
As I understand it, they know when the batteries are going on the transmitter itself, they go and replace it.
So that's an additional cost we're going to have to incur. Who's going to take care of battery replacement on the transmitters?
Well, I believe you'll establish an ongoing maintenance contract.
So go ahead.
So, just so you're aware, the current DPW staff, they have a meter technician which replaces RFs and ARBs. And in this case, I'm not sure if the contractor has a warranty for them, but after like 5 years or so, the city would be, when a resident can't get a read on the meter, they would send a technician to replace that radio frequency transmitter.
Who's they and would send who?
Okay.
Who would send who?
The city has an employee.
Or city employee would do it.
The city employee. Now, for the newly installed meters, if the radio transmitter is failing within a very short time frame, I'm assuming that
It's under warranty.
under warranty. So the contractor would replace that.
So how long is the warranty? 5 years or so?
So on the meters were 20, the read,
100 years?
the box outside is 7 or 10.
I'm not sure that.
7 or 10.
We can look into the warranty.
But just keep in mind though, Councilman, we have, these meters are going to be read remotely, and they're going to be read excessively fast, much faster than having to go to each house and download it. So we will know in a short period of time if a meter is malfunctioning or the radio is blocked, a tree or someone hit it. You'll know quickly, and then that will be, and we're going to free a lot of people from the actual meter reading.
Yeah.
We're going to free that to do other things, and we have many things that they need to do.
And you'll also be able to get a real-time meter read.
So we won't have any estimated bills anymore.
No, that's part of the reason
No more
why.
estimated bills, and
Or 4 months or 6 months.
there's probably like 100% chance that these meters have to be replaced in 20 years.
Well, the ones we have now, how many years?
Is there history, past, I'm sure these have new technology, so you can't say somebody did it 20 years ago, we can't.
No, but we bought the same meters because of the reliability. And other communities did all their research, and most of them bought the same meters.
Are they made in
Neptune,
America?
Yes, yes. Actually, we had to. We have a Buy America agreement because of the funding. I got federal, so yeah, they're good meters. And when I met with Dearborn, they had all praises to say. They had them for 5 years, not an issue. But they also tell me they wish they did what we did on the collectors, so they have to drive by, which is still not a big deal. If I have to drive by the city, I can read them in 2 days, tops.
All right, 2 days, you can drive every street?
Well, the Dearborn Heights isn't that big.
That's a good
I mean, they
trivia
just
question.
drive by at 10 miles
Yeah, I
per
know,
hour.
but
Boom, boom, boom.
so you could drive every street in 2 days? Just curious, yeah?
Yeah, I should be able to.
You can drive
Yeah.
every street, I think, in less than 2 days.
Yeah.
Less than 2 days.
Really?
You can drive the whole city in less than
Well,
an hour.
I know, it's not, I have,
I don't know about that.
100% you can.
An hour?
Maybe 2
Wait,
bags.
the way you drive.
I don't speed. I'm all against reckless driving, but I mean, think about it, you know.
No reckless.
All you have to drive is, mind you, if you really think of like the south end, if you take Dartmouth all the way down, you start there, you start from the tip of Dearborn, you jump all the way down, you're knocked out 20% of the city right there.
Yeah, but all the people that stop to talk to you though, it takes
Well, no, you're not, you're just the meter, you're in a car, right? 'Cause you gotta drive.
yeah.
No, I mean,
And
me
it
or
is-
you.
It is,
Oh, yeah, man.
you'll
Oh,
have the
yeah.
sensors on and it picks up the thing. We call them the straggler, so you may do 1 day actual and then 1 day stragglers. A unit failed to report for whatever reason. Truck was parked or something, but anyway.
Yeah, so just going through one more photo of another replacement meter, and then shifting to the last of the 3 DWSRF projects. So this lead service line replacement project, we are lined up to replace up to 1,700 leads, whether they're galvanized or lead. And we anticipate, that project hasn't kicked off yet. We anticipate next month that we'll begin the work. And we anticipate completion by December of 2026.
So when we presented the project to you, we told you it was going to be done in phases. Phase 1, because we don't know how many houses or where the houses are that have lead service or galvanized. We go by estimate because of the age of the house. So I can tell you if the house is 50 plus, chances are you have. But we also did some replacement before, but we never had a full inventory where they're located. So we took advantage of the fact that we're replacing water meters. Part of the meter contractor is fill out the checklist that says supply line is lead or galvanized. And this way, the next contractor who's going to start in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, has that list. So area 1 was done, we turn over, and then we'll just go and target just the homes with lead service and replace them. By the way, we just received another note. The state is adding more money to this lead replacement contract because it is a safety issue, and so they're giving us more.
Well, let's continue to go through, because I know we have a lot of,
Done.
You're done?
No, this is
No,
yeah.
That concluded the lead service line contract. So jumping to the CWSRF project, L41, that project, just a summary of that, we are separating the sanitary sewer from the storm sewer as mandated by Eagle. It includes a total of 9 streets: Princeton, Norfolk, Dartmouth, Andover, Colgate, Stanford, Lehigh, Hopkins, and Annapolis. So currently, there are various levels of completion.
Norfolk Street. That's where I talked to the guy that was putting on the, yep.
Yeah. So, and I'm gonna look into that and see.
And the moral of the story was, he was telling an elected official to
To-
drive on residential grass for about
Yeah.
half a block.
Yeah, so that's,
He said, I do it all the time.
well, that's ridiculous.
And I said to him,
It's not
I
acceptable.
don't know what city you live in, but you're not gonna treat our neighborhoods like trash. That's unacceptable.
It is unacceptable. There's no excuse for that, and I agree. And that'll be addressed.
So that's why we need to figure out who we're really hiring.
Yeah. And that'll be addressed. So,
If somebody drives on my lawn,
well, yeah,
they work, we're gonna pay for them.
yep. And they're,
And the
so,
worst part about it was, I was talking to the resident, and they said, oh, no, they're just driving up and down on our grass. They don't care. The city, I mean, like, I'm watching projects like,
We need to look into that.
I mean, I don't want to take away from this, but like, as I walk through the neighborhoods right now, I'm seeing DTEs putting asphalt on where sidewalks supposed to be. I'm seeing, some of our,
It's temporary, though.
Yeah, but-
About to hit a gas.
no, it's not temporary though. 2 years, it's not temporary. 2 years is 2 damn years. I don't want to see that in front of my house.
yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So 7 of the streets are at some level of completion, Princeton being the most complete. There's still restoration and additional concrete that needs to be placed there. Dartmouth and Andover are slated to start in the next week or so. And here are
Are we
some,
emailing these residents and letting them know, be prepared?
yeah, they received notices ahead of the project, and
And it's also on the website.
It's all posted on the website as well. We receive, once we distribute the notices, there's a pretty regular influx of calls, just voicing concerns about access. There's on several of these streets, there's some older folks, there's some handicapped folks that we address and make sure they're taken care of.
Is this going to reduce flooding also?
Yes.
Oh, that's the main, yes. So in addition to separating, the whole idea behind the CSO is to separate, and by separation, I mean, we have to construct a system and dedicated that system just for clean or dirty. It's either sanitary or storm. So the issue of mixing the two and contaminating rivers or flooding basements with unclean water, that is the idea. So again, if you look at the big picture, the city is the number 3 CSO area. We have 6, right? So the city has 6 separate areas of combined sewers. We're on 3 now, and we have 3 coming up or agreement with a dateline. So the government constantly wants to know, so when are you planning to separate? You need to separate. So we have 6 total, plus the one that we did in 94, Mr. Baidoon? 94 with Wayne County, so the one behind Hype, that is a combined city/Wayne County combined sewer with a small detention or retention basin underground, which is totally waste of money.
Detention and retention.
The retention, you retain it, you keep it what?
Temporarily.
You keep,
Retention is
no,
stays there until it evaporates into
detention,
the
opposite,
That's right.
okay.
Detention,
So,
think of like detention, or in your school, you're there temporarily, they let you out.
Yep. Yeah.
I got
That's a good way. Yep.
I spent a lot of time,
I asked
So-
Calvin once one time what the difference was, and he couldn't tell me.
yeah. So,
So to your point, to your question about the relieving flooding here, so most of the pipe that's been removed from the storm sewer end here on this project is like maximum 12 inches in diameter. The pipe going back, as you can see in this picture, that's like 24-inch pipe in the view
Is
here.
that the biggest?
It's not the biggest, but
Should've went the biggest.
but I don't know if I have the photos for the biggest pipes here, but we'll see what we have here. So, but I think 36 is the max size that we're installing here. But this is designed to convey which is the industry standard, 10-year, 1-hour storm.
in comparison, just so you'll know, the system that we shared with Wayne County and entered into a 40-year agreement back in 94, that is still behind Hype today. In comparison, that system holds a 10-minute storm, 10-minute, not year, 10-minute storm for 30 minutes. So it was really an interesting project. Why would you even bother? 10 minutes.
Okay.
So, anyway.
So here's some additional photos of some inlet and catch basin manhole installations here.
So what's the reason for the manhole?
So you typically in design, you have a maximum distance between manholes at about 400 feet. And that's so you can, like your typical DPW can actually access the manhole and maintain the pipes in either direction.
Pipe failure or clog. If it clogs, you need to be able to enter and unclog them.
And you also, an additional requirement, like anytime you change direction, you want to be able to clean that. So you don't want it to be a blind tap kind of a thing, a blind bend. So you install a manhole so you can make the turn.
If you make a turn right or left or anything, you just put a manhole and then turn.
Yep. Yes.
This is pretty amazing.
And then so here's some. This is again on Princeton. Here's some concrete roadway going back after the storm sewer is installed. And here's another example of an inspection report. So shifting to Norfolk, you can get a feel of what's happening here.
So is that a manhole in the lower right one too? Is that 2 of them?
Yeah, so that is an inlet, what they call an inlet, that's connected to a manhole. So the manhole
is the one to the right?
Yeah, the one to the right is a manhole. The one to the left is an inlet, so that'll be right on the side of right on the curb line. And the actual storm sewer is underneath the roadway, and that manhole connects the two.
Chair? How many, pump stations do we have that pump it up?
Your stormwater system is all gravity.
It's 100% gravity?
Yes.
So it's, wow, so it's pitched? That-
Yeah, so there's a 78-inch interceptor. Well, it varies in size as you continue north, but there's a large interceptor going right down Beach Daily that goes right to the Rouge River.
So
Really?
Jackson is not ours? Jackson Street?
No, well, that's a sanitary sewer pump station.
You're asking sanitary?
Yeah,
or storm?
sanitary, yeah.
Sanitary, so no, Jackson Street, that's why I'm correct.
We only have
Yeah.
one,
So
one
we
pump
have
station?
a.
I thought you were referring to storm.
So it
No.
pitches down to that point, and then it pumps it back up to a higher elevation, so it can go
So-
downhill again.
So as you know, the city has two sanitary areas. You know, we go 90% north to Detroit, Rouge Valley, RVSDS sanitary, and then the rest of the city on the south end, Dartmouth South, goes to DUA. So we have two areas of, so the DUA has one on Jackson Street station, and we also have the Taylor Basin.
Yeah.
And that is, yeah, but it's across from us, but it serves Dearborn Heights, but it is ours.
Oh, the one by the,
It's-
Pelham in 94?
It's physically, yes, yes. I had to look for it because I'm thinking Taylor Basin, but it is ours. It's ours.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, another inspection report. Here's some work that's occurred on Lehigh, another manhole installation, some storm sewer pipe trenching activity. Some more of the same. You can see there in the lower right-hand corner is the installation of edge drain along the roadway that's being replaced for drainage purposes, and that's connected to the storm sewer system, typically at an inlet or manhole or a catch basin.
So on those, Councilman Wenzel, remember we were talking about some of the areas that prone to, and we wanted to do finger drains? Finger drain is the same concept as this, but basically connect them to the catch basins and try to drain. Very few communities, affluent communities, are doing that. Ann Arbor, you know, and such. We're not to that level yet, but we're getting there. We're looking for funding.
All right. Some more concrete placement. IDR. Some work on Hopkins Street.
You know, at this day and age, a combined system, it just seems unreal.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Yep.
if people don't know it, what it is it's putting your sewage from your toilets in with your stormwater, rainwater, mixing
And it
it
goes to the
in.
river.
Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
it's,
And it goes to the river.
that's like unheard of. You know.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. More storm sewer installation. There's some activity on Colgate Street. Manhole installation, inlet installation, roadway bed prep. And then Annapolis, some work that we're doing out there. All right, so last is the paving project that's underway. So everything in red you see on this map is either been completed or in process or scheduled to be completed. Had a very busy, successful year so far.
I'm sorry, say that again, everything, what on the map?
Everything in red is either completed,
Okay.
in progress, or scheduled to be completed this year.
This year, okay.
Yes, and this next slide will kind of go into detail here. So,
I gotta make an ask.
yes,
I believe I sent this to you.
Shoot.
Because I see nothing in my life, see nothing in the world like this street right here. I walked through Rockland, Baldwin, Cronin, through Baldwin, to Richardson. I cannot believe what the road looks like. It is legit gravel. if the entire road is crumbled apart. We really need to take a look at these roads.
All right.
I see that you guys have already chosen and that's not on there, but, I feel like that's a certain side of the city that kind of gets like forgotten about. But it is one of the worst, like, and I get it, there's not many homes there, there still are residents. And, and that's what they told me. They said, hey, I feel like because I'm only 8 houses here, they don't care that our roads are falling apart. And so I told that resident that I'm going to talk to you before, because I know we have a contract coming before us.
You do. We have the contract section coming before you, and we also have an update to our Pacer map. So as we discussed before, we have that funding that comes from the state. The only money we have for roads are Act 51 money, the gasoline money, right? So what we do is we look at the results of the assessment, the road assessment, and we have roads that are in the 2 or 3 range, and we have some in the 4. Our target is to go up to 4 or 5, and then, but with 200 and some miles pavement and the current rate, what we pay for concrete, we're trying to stretch it as much as possible. By the way, when we did the water main replacement and stuff, a lot of that pavement got replaced as part of that. So we go back and update our map accordingly. And we do take into account all the...
You were here, that resident came in here and he snapped.
I was here.
That resident was screaming here, and he said, for 10 years, you guys have told me you're gonna fix my road. Look, and we sat here, me and you, and you said, hey, I'm gonna get to it this year. When they approve my contract, I'm gonna get to it. It's not on that list.
That's full replacement. I have a section.
That whole entire road is destroyed.
Okay. All
You
right.
need to reconsider these things here, or you need to find a way, because when that resident came here snapping, what was his last name? Shaito. He was snapping here, and everybody looked at him and tried to calm him down and said, I'm sick of this. This is when we were discussing about, with the school district of moving things around.
Okay, so which one are we working on right now? Which number are we on right now?
Yeah, so
Ongoing.
completed this year, started and completed this year, Annapolis Avenue, Mayfair, Midway, Syracuse, Timber Trail, and then underway with pavement being already placed, Annapolis and Midway, and Ann Arbor Trail is about to start. So all.
No, you mentioned before, when I was talked to you before, you said you numbered them, depends how bad the roads are.
Yes,
So which ones are these? Like what number are these?
Pazer ratings.
Well, the 2 or 3s.
2 or
Yeah,
3?
we do.
We
These
still
are
have
all-
2 and 3?
Oh, yeah.
These are all
yeah.
low.
So we're not gonna finish 2 and 3 this year?
At this point, no, probably not. Because again, you have 200 miles. We explained to you before how much I get from major road and local roads. And if you look at how much we receive state money, gasoline money, versus what we need, you're never going to catch up. So we need to look at another possible funding mechanism if you wanted to address all the bad pavement.
The good
You
news
can't
is
just-
the state actually just approved its budget, and it's appropriating $7 million a year for the next 3 years, which is $21 million to go to local roads. That's how much Dearborn Heights is getting.
That would be wonderful. Currently, we don't
Dearborn
get
Heights is
that
getting
much.
27 million additional dollars appropriated, and you can even attest to get more.
Yep.
And so we just so you'll know, we just signed the highway map or the local 51, Act 51 map, and I believe it was just sent to us this 3 weeks ago. And basically, we're contesting, we're trying to figure out if we can get more mileage, more public road miles, because I don't believe it was updated for a while. So we're contesting that.
So with this rate, do you think, how long is it gonna take for the 2 and 3 to be done? How many years?
If we maintain the 7 million 7.4 that we get today, by the way, keep in mind, it doesn't all go to pavement. It pays for DPW staff, it pays for snow removal, so it's not all pavement. This gentleman can tell you exactly how much is left of the 7 million, but at that rate. Now, I also heard that there is a bill in the state to look at multiplying this, the gasoline tax, instead of 17 cents to 17%, which will be huge. That would be like 3 times as much. Because 17 cents per gallon, and gallons are $3, we go triple that amount. If that passes, then we stand to get more money. Either
Our
that,
gas will be high.
yes, the gas will be high. Yes.
Well, I just got my electric car, I don't care.
I like that guy. All right.
So you're looking at some photos of,
I love it.
of the replacement process for Annapolis.
A lot of battery, a lot
A
of
few
radiation.
more here showing the progress.
Councilman Wenzel, you were asking me about that work on Annapolis,
Some
so.
more where they're laying down some base and grading.
So we're repaving in Annapolis, but we're not changing any of the fire hydrants or anything.
So that your water main along Annapolis is in reasonably good shape. It didn't warrant, well, we discussed the replacement, and it was deemed that your funds would be better used for a different piece.
Is that part east of Telegraph?
Yes. And then here's the same type of work on Mayfair with the road base prep and removal process. Here's some concrete being poured, some sidewalks that are being redone.
I thought that when we were gonna do projects, like whenever we do projects, when we get to a four-way intersection, we were gonna raise them.
So there
Remember the
was,
street safe, and then you said you're gonna start adopting the city to have risen four stops. That way it's safer.
The crossing, the
yeah,
raised crossing.
so as part of the school safety study that was completed, Pardee and Annapolis, where that
Intersection.
I'm sorry, Pardee. So
Yeah.
where that accident happened, that's
Raising that.
included. We're raising that
Yeah.
intersection.
Yeah, but that, are we doing it just for that intersection?
So
or-
that's like so that's a pilot as agreed upon. That's like a pilot.
It's a
area.
pilot to see how effective it will be versus other methods, but
What
yes.
about the Beach Daily crosswalk?
That, I just got the agreement today, as a matter of fact. I need to bring it to you guys if you allow me on Tuesday. They just sent it today for adopt. You need to adopt it with a resolution so I can get the money. But it just came in today.
You with Ali Bib on that, George, if you don't mind.
If you allow me to.
Done before school year?
Pardon me?
Can it be done? When school year starts?
Which one?
Can it Beach Daily?
No.
Yeah, that's the plan. No, that's.
So
see-
It will
It definitely won't, guys.
It
The school
definitely will
starts-
not be
starts
done
in 25
before-
days.
It will not be done before the start of the school year.
So, go ahead.
It's having to go through the federal funding process and the LAP schedule. We're anticipating letting in September based on what they've said, and then the contractor will be released to do the work.
So because of the funding, we are not allowed to bid the project. The state actually goes through their process. They bid the project out, they hire a contractor, and they go out to construction. So it's because you're using their money, that's the process. I would like to have it done yesterday, but. By the way, if you look at the sidewalks, part of every project, what we're doing, we're also taking into account the ADA violations that we have throughout the city. So even though we don't have an ADA coordinator or a program, we're making sure that when we do a project, we don't put back what we took out. If it's a violation of ADA, we correct it. I have areas on L41 that actually was taken ADA ramp into the pavement, and an ADA person didn't have a receiving ramp. So he or she stays in the pavement. So we're trying to correct other problems while we're out there. It isn't just one for one. So.
Council Chair, just for a correction, there is an ADA coordinator, and that's Ms. Saad, who's with the CDBG. So she is the coordinator for ADA. We
Well,
have to have one, yes.
You should tell me that maybe one of these days.
Just ask her. She is your ADA coordinator.
For the entire city or just the CDBG area?
The whole city, yes. She was, yes. As of when she started, after it was,
ADA coordinator.
yeah, she is.
don't have one?
You have to have one for
You
the
do have to have
city
one,
with a
yes.
vote
You
of
should
50
have
people.
emailed you and said you have to have one.
Yes.
Yes, we have to have one, yes.
Yeah, but we don't have one though.
We do, we have,
as of when?
Assad. You could check with Mariana just to confirm it with Mayor Bazzi, but yes, she was appointed.
Who's our ADA,
What are qualifications?
Ms. Saad, one that's
Saad.
with the CDBG, she's also our ADA coordinator for it.
really?
Because Rashida emailed to say that we.
Is she qualified?
I know
you're required by law.
Barry asked about this too.
Because I sent an email that we need one.
Yeah.
And they designated her, so.
Wait a minute.
So she's ADA compliance,
Yes, yes.
Coordination
And
ADA
previous to that, there was I can't remember his name. He was with Mr. Hassan Jamal, worked in his office. He was the previous ADA coordinator.
Yeah.
Wow, okay, this is great. This is great information. I'm so happy. Thank you.
Me too.
Thank you. I'm great to hear that. Thank you, Roger, for the update.
Another shocking mystery that is popped up.
Let's finish this up, guys. We've been here since.
All right, so what you're looking at here is Midway Avenue and the prep work that was completed to install the pavement. There's some geogrid going down along with filter sock and.
They didn't get plumbing over here? They got PVC pipes?
So that's, they call that edge drain, and on all the roads that are replaced, we run it on each side of the road, and it connects to the storm sewer system to drain the base
So
course.
let me ask you, did they also get new big, water main break, not water mains?
Inlets like catch basins?
Yeah, did they get this here on Midway too?
No, they didn't get new leads,
No, so.
new runs. They didn't get new underground pipe.
Yeah,
No.
we, in this case, what they do is remove and replace the casting for the catch basins and the manholes, and then repair or update the manholes
Is
themselves.
this like a temporary, not a temporary, but like a more inexpensive route instead of doing what we did?
No, well, I mean, so it's deemed that the drainage system is adequate here. I mean, like, if you wanted to replace because you have a separated system here. So you have an existing storm sewer that's separated.
How long's it been though?
So I'd have to look at it to determine the exact age of the storm system here, but it's deemed that it's in good shape. It's a concrete.
Who deems it that it's in good shape?
So when we assess both the city and us, we take a look at your system and.
So Councilman, for every project, before we start, to scope the project, we look at the conditions that we're trying to resolve. And this is when the assessment is made, before, that's early in the design phase. So in this case, it was determined that edge drain was needed because of the moisture. It was determined that the geotechnical fabric was also needed. So it is all part of the initial design element. Not every project gets those treatment. It's on job per job basis. That's just typical.
Thank you.
Just more of the same, some removal work, base
This is by
prep.
like Burger Street and stuff,
Midway.
in McMillan?
Yep,
Yeah, I was just there.
yes.
Although, this is actually a great question for you. A resident reached out to me on the street, and let's see if I can pull it up. I'm so sorry. He sent me this, when you guys ripped this up,
Trees?
the roots of the trees were all been removed, and these trees are extremely high. Now, if you know anything about McMillan Street, this was the incident where the tree fell on a resident. People have fear in them,
Okay.
right?
Yep.
And so this gentleman here said, and if you look at this photo, Mr. Deeb, I'll send it to you.
Please.
He said, you guys ripped out all the roots, and you dug it deep enough, and you have big chunks of roots that were ripped apart by these contractors. What if this tree falls? Are we gonna remove these trees and plant new trees for them, or are we gonna say, oh, well, based, on our scope, that this still might be a good tree?
So Councilman, I have a.
Hang on,
I know.
I'm in the middle of talking, I'm not interrupting you, I want them to answer.
But you just forward that tree, so I need to look at them case per case basis, but yes.
Yeah.
We look at the trees on a case-by-case basis, and if we feel that the tree
Compromise.
is gonna be an issue, we've already done it and requested, I think, 2 trees to be removed through the DPW.
Well, these residents are scared. They documented it, and I want to document it with Mr. Deeb, just so that, like,
You send us the
we're not
address,
liable.
we'll address
Obviously,
it.
it's been documented. I know the rule on if a tree was documented, and,
Council Chair.
hang on one second. Mr. Deeb, I'm going to send you this information via text.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Council Chair. So a few years, about 10 years ago, Dearborn, off of Telegraph between Cherry Hill and Michigan Avenue, they replaced all the streets there and everything. the contractor, and he was digging back and removing stuff, actually weakened all the structures of the trees by ripping out those roots. The city came back, went after the contractor, they removed every single tree in their whole entire neighborhood, because every one of them was deemed unsafe. Well, the way trimmer, the city can't determine if these trees are in bad condition or not. You're not tree specialists. Number one. Number two, DPW should never have to pay for trees when a contractor is out doing work and damaging the roots. We shouldn't, the residents shouldn't have to front the cost on that.
And it should have come out of our tree.
It should not come out of DPW. If they're digging roots out, replacing curbs and sidewalks, that's on the contractor. That's not on the city. Because right now, the way the trees are planted, they're safe. When you weaken the structure and start ripping them out with excavators, that's on the contractor.
Yeah.
They're putting the liability on the homeowner, not the city.
That's true.
These ones that I sent you, it's actually on Hopkins Street.
Hopkins?
It's actually on Hopkins Street. I texted Mr. Deeb, the resident. There's also one on McMillan that reached out to me that was weird. They were ripping out the sidewalk. And, the roots were all coming out with it.
Sure, yep.
Yeah, I mean, I seen one also, they sent, the whole front of their house, the easement was ripped out because they're replacing the street pavement.
Yep.
But there was over 2.5 feet, if not more, dug on the side, because I guess they're doing the edge drain too.
Yep.
But the whole entire root structure of the tree was just, I guess it must have been soft soil in there. It
Yes.
just completely, you could see everything under it.
Exposed, yep.
And then you could see where they ripped out the roots and cut out the roots to run the drain, but that shouldn't be our responsibility. They did that damage.
No, it's contract.
Well, yeah, so we can incorporate that into the project.
I just don't want them to go bankrupt after.
Yeah, right. It's not the homeowner's responsibility to handle
Or the
trees.
city.
Or the city.
Or the city. It's not gonna be the city.
Right.
No.
Thank you. I just wanted to bring those up to you. Please
Yep.
adjust those on those.
Thank you.
Take a notes.
Any other questions?
All right, so more of the same here in Syracuse work, the effort that happened there. We show removals here, and it's a road base prep. And then here's some sidewalk areas going back, and then some pavement that's being poured as well for Syracuse Street. IDR here, here's Timber Trail,
This is so bad.
this was an awful shape.
Yeah, I could not see that road, that far right picture. I was riding my bike. I think I told Mr. Deeb, I went face first. I mean, luckily I landed on my hands. I just scraped up it.
Yeah,
Here we had some bad pavement sections, and we're also finding things or areas that haven't been touched in so long that we're encountering all kinds of weird stuff on projects. We have vaults under pavement, big vaults, like half the size of this room, vaults under the pavement with absolutely nothing in them or no records. I didn't find Jimmy Hoffa, so it's still there. I looked.
It's interesting you say that, Mr. Deeb. When we tore the building down at Region Court on Ford and Southfield, the power there goes down in the middle of Ford Road, and it's about 40 feet deep, and the vault's about 1,000 square feet underground.
What was in it?
DT's primary switch area is underground, and it's there that deep, like a bomb shelter.
But that is, that would be a bullshit. Maybe that's what.
there you go.
Council Chair, I'm sorry, maybe this is off the subject, but since you guys mentioned the ADA coordinator, how come the CDBG is not even on the website, city website? Doesn't even mention anything about the CDBG or any about the ADA?
We don't mention anything about CDBG?
Not even, that doesn't even exist? I'm looking at it right now.
I'm not in charge, obviously, I'm not in charge of the website, but I know I brought it to the attention and they appointed her because we needed to have the ADA coordinator in
Who is the
place.
Dearborn Heights?
Especially
tell
since the
Director
sidewalks
Cooper.
and everything else that, all the construction has to have the coordinator. And previous coordinator was a gentleman that worked for Mr. Hassan Jamal. And he left, so we were left for a period of time without one.
I just Googled
No,
who
that's
the
not
city
right.
of Dearborn Heights' ADA coordinator, and it says, on Google, the city of Dearborn Heights ADA coordinator is Christopher.
I just found it, the CDBG.
Yeah, he left and then, he was gone for a while and then she was appointed because we brought it up to
Thank
the
you for
attention of
that.
the city administration that we needed a coordinator.
Yep.
All right. So moving on, here's some more pictures of the actual pavement going down on Timber Trail, as well as the road base prep. And that concludes our presentation here with all the progress that's happened in the city this year.
Mr. Deeb, just one question. Is there any way we can put a project together, remove all the Calsa decks in the city? These garbage trucks, when they turn around, or?
Yes. So going forward, every time we do one, we're either increasing the diameter, we did 2 of them last year, or totally
Yes, I'm
remove it.
totally removing them
Yeah,
because
the
it seems like
problem
it's a
is-
disservice to residents. None of them get their snow plowed and their garbage is not getting picked up.
Hydrants are located in it, so now I need to relocate hydrants, repipe it, so it's no longer a paving project. I had 2 of them with hydrants in the middle of the island, so.
minimize them.
Yeah, we did. We minimized it so the truck, because maybe the trucks got bigger, but I noticed that they can't make the turn radius. So anytime we do a new one, if at all possible, remove it. But if not, we shrink it just to keep the water hydrant for firefighting. They like it in the middle so they can take care of 6 houses.
All right.
Okay. Thank you, Vaughn. Thank you,
So,
Mr. Deeb.
so I heard all of your questions and concerns, and I will follow up on them.
Yeah, we have them.
Thank you.
We have them. I will,
Really, Vaughn, just some closing remarks, and then I'll open up to the public. Anywhere we did our streets, I'd like all those trees to really be checked by an arborist. Because the last thing we want to be is liable as a city.
Yep.
And you're seeing that, one, we have very large trees, and I'd like those trees to all be replaced. So we can't just remove them and just say, hey, a study just showed that the more trees that you have in a community or in a neighborhood, the less likely to see a speeder.
Yeah, Council
So I
Chair?
don't want to see any of these trees that are being removed, not being replaced with a tree.
Okay.
Council
Preferably
Chair?
not a sycamore tree.
Yeah,
Council
so-
Chair, just as a point of clarification, I know that ordinance and DPW met. I know some DPW workers went to how to cut the trees down, how to do it properly, went to some seminars, and they have been working together to when trees come up that are problem trees and things like that, how to handle it within the city. So I would talk to John Dancy also and Lee about how they're working together as we go forward with our tree issues, cutting down the trees and trees that are falling or at risk of falling and inspections,
Yeah, but no, Mr.
how to do it properly.
Sorry, Roger, this is about the ones that, and I'll show you a photo, while they were doing the project currently, they were ripping up roots.
Yeah, I'm not talking about
So
that.
I don't want, the taxpayers shouldn't have to pay for these trees that have to be replaced.
I'm talking about the ones that fall, like you mentioned when it fell on that individual that came to council before.
Yeah, you'd have to have a tree arborist on site, according to the charter. Thank you, guys. I'm gonna open this up to questions. We'll start off with everybody on Zoom. Anybody has any questions on the Zoom?
Yes.
Anyone on Zoom? All right.
Memory was
We'll
a-
go
was one
to-
hand.
In the audience, are you speaking as a resident, sir? Are you- Oh, okay. Any
I like
any
that.
council members? Seeing
Council
none?
Chair, I have one question.
Yes.
Vaughn, can you check the street sign at Berwin and Hast? I don't think there's one there.
There's not.
Okay.
It wasn't there. I looked at it today. It's missing. It was on the ground 2
Okay.
days.
I go there to the Berwin Center. and
I was there
noticed it.
today, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I see we have, Tim has a question?
We think that DPW picked it up, and we're trying to locate it, put it back.
Well, good luck. I can't find my early voting sign.
I do, sir. Please state your name, the city you reside in, the street that you live on. You have 2 minutes.
Okay, just a quick question. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir. We can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
I wanted to ask this earlier, but I had to take my grandson to the airport. Around the schools, are we gonna try and have all the construction done? I mean, I speak for all the school districts, all the construction done by the start of school?
Yes,
Hopefully.
yes, that is the focus, to have the phase 2 of the school safety program implemented by the start of the school year.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Deeb, for what you do.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
And you know I do, I appreciate you.
Thank you, thank you.
Have a good day, sir.
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you, guys.
We don't need a
All right.
motion. It's a study session.
All right. No, we don't have a special meeting with them. All right, thank you guys. Have an amazing night. Everybody have a great night.
Thank you.